All right, go.
Hi guys, it's Miss Horn. We're going to be working on Lesson 17, Day 3. But first, we're going to watch a short video with Moby, our favorite Brain Pop character.
Whoa, check it out. The smallest snake in the world is only about 10 centimeters long. What are centimeters? A centimeter is a unit of measurement. A pencil eraser is about 1 centimeter wide. When you measure, remember to line up the end of the item with the 0 on the ruler. Let's see. This book is 16 centimeters wide and 24 centimeters long. The abbreviation for centimeters is cm. You can use a ruler to measure small things, but it's easier to use a tape measure to measure bigger things. Let's see. The height of the table is 62 centimeters. The smallest horse in the world is only about 45 centimeters tall. That's smaller than many dogs. What are meters? 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. My arm span is about 1 meter long. Right, Moby, a baseball bat is about 1 meter long too. You can use meters to measure taller, wider, or longer things. How wide is this bookshelf? Good idea. Let's use a meter stick to measure. The bookshelf is 2 meters wide. The width of the bookshelf is 2 meters. The abbreviation for meter is m. What is the width of the classroom? Our classroom is pretty big, so using a meter stick might be tricky. Good idea. Let's use a tape measure instead. The width of our classroom is 8 meters. The largest animal in the world is the blue whale. It can be about 33 meters long. That's about the same length as 3 buses.
All right, guys, it's time for us to jump into our lesson today. I hope you enjoyed Moby and Brain Pop. All right, so let's talk about how we solve our problems, guys. We talk about this all the time in math. Make sense of our problem to help us solve. Okay, our first question is, what is the problem about? So let's take a look and let's read it. It says, Jonah wants to measure the length of the ribbon he used to wrap this present. Okay, and that'll be on page 164 of your instruction book. Okay, so again, Jonah wants to measure the length of the ribbon he used to wrap this present. What is the length of the ribbon in centimeters? So let's first ask yourself, before we even think about math, what is the problem about? It's just talking about Jonah measuring the length of the ribbon to wrap his present. Okay? Second, it says, what are you trying to find out? Okay? And we do this a lot. We underline our question. That lets us know what we're trying to find out. And this is a good place. When it ends with a question mark, that's usually telling you what it's wanting to find out. It's wanting to find out the length of the ribbon in centimeters. Okay? Last step in our solving process. What information is important? I know the first thing some of you guys are going to say, but there's no numbers. Well, there's still other important information because we're talking about units of measurement now. So what in this question is important information? Well, look right here. In centimeters, because you have to know what unit you're going to measure in to get the correct measurement. So that's our important information. Okay? So, follow along with me on your page 164. You know I have technical difficulties, guys, sometimes. Alright, we're going to be using these two diagrams here to answer our questions, okay? First, like it talked about in the Brain Pop video, it's very important when you're measuring to line up the edge of whatever you're measuring with on 0 on the ruler, okay? So take a look at part B. It says mark where the ruler ends, okay? Where our ruler ends, right here, you see these little dots that they got for you, okay? Then move the ruler so that 0 is at the mark. They've already done that for you right here, okay? Repeat this until you find the length, okay? So, take a look at our regular ruler that we used in earlier lessons, okay? Make sure that you're on the side because our unit of measurement is centimeters, and you remember the abbreviation from the video said centimeters, abbreviation is cm, okay? So that's the end of the ruler you're going to be measuring with, right? So, and on this ruler, it starts at 0 to 1, and it ends on 30, okay? So we see 1, 2, 3 rulers there, and we said there's 30 centimeters in each ruler. So what it's asking you here is, look at the measure it. The length of the ribbon is equal to how many rulers? Well, we just counted them. We've got 1, 2, and 3. So that ribbon is equal to 3 rulers. How many centimeters are on each ruler? We just took a look, and you can look on your page. Each ruler is equal to 30 centimeters. Okay? So this is how you write 30, the abbreviation for centimeters, cm. Okay? It says write an equation to find the length of the ribbon. Okay? So we have 3 rulers long. And we said that each one was 30 centimeters. So go ahead and write under your picture 30 centimeters. Okay? You know Miss Horn loves to use a chart. So I'm going to come over here and make my chart. I'm going to line up 30 3 times in my little T-chart. Okay, we're going to add these together. Right? Well, we know we should always start in the ones column. Okay? So we got 3 zeros. That just means we've got a total of 3 zeros. We just carry down the 0. Okay? Now we're going to add 3 plus 3 is 6. Then we're going to add 3 more. And we can just count 4. We can go 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? So you guessed it, we've got 90 centimeters. Okay? And you can fill in this right here. It's just what we just went through step by step. It's just easier sometimes to put it in a different form. So we've got 90 centimeters. Okay? So now we're going to take a look at the meter stick. How long is the ribbon? And this is where we're going to be looking right down here at the measure it. You can use a meter stick to find the length. Okay? Remember what they said in the Brain Pop video, that a meter stick is how many centimeters? It's 90 centimeters long. Okay? And again, line up the edge of your ribbon with a 0 on the meter stick. And guys, make sure when you measure things that you have them laying out flat, just like the ruler. Because if you don't, you won't get an accurate measurement. Okay? So look at the meter stick. How long is the ribbon? So let's zoom in here. What does it say? How long is that ribbon under that magnifying glass? 90? 90 what? 90 centimeters. Okay? So you put that in here. 90. It's already got centimeters, and cm is the abbreviation. Okay? Alright. Now it says talk about it. Why is it easier to measure the ribbon with a meter stick than a ruler? Well, look at the two pictures. Okay? This right here is rulers. It took 1, 2, 3 rulers to measure that ribbon using a ruler. Well, look down here at the meter stick. How many meter sticks did it take to measure that ribbon? Okay? So why do you think it would be easier? Well, it would be easier because you only have to use 1 meter stick. You're not having to add anything together or anything. Okay? It's just the right size. Right? So now, let's try it. Let's try another problem. Learning what you've learned from earlier in the week in the Brain Pop video. It says, try another problem. Circle the objects that are easier to measure with a centimeter ruler. Underline the objects that are easier to measure with the meter stick. So remember, from this picture earlier right here, this is a meter stick. It's one long rod. And this is the ruler. Okay? So think about it. What would be easier to measure with something larger? What would be easier to measure with something smaller? So let's circle the objects first that would be better to measure with a centimeter ruler. We have a hot dog, your height, a jump rope, your iReady book, and a pencil. What do you think would be easier to measure with your ruler? Okay. A hot dog. It's about lunchtime. Sounds pretty good. What do you think, guys? I think a hot dog would be easier to measure with a smaller unit of measurement. What about our height? Could you measure it with a ruler? Yes. But would you need more than one? Yes. So I don't think that would be a good choice. Okay. How about a jump rope? You think it would be easier to measure with that big unit of measurement or the small one? And now remember, you're stretching it out straight and flat. Okay? I agree. It wouldn't be good to measure it with a ruler. How about your book, your iReady book? You think it would be about the size of a ruler? I agree. I think it would. How about a pencil? Pencil. What do you think? Think it'd be easier to measure it with a ruler? I think so. Okay. So those are the objects that it would be easier to measure with a ruler. And our other two objects we have left, that process of elimination, it would be better to use a meter stick, a larger unit of measurement. Alright? Thank you guys for joining us. It's been great. Don't forget, follow up with your already practice book on pages 183 and 184. See you next time.